Okay, so what we have here is simplifying complex expressions. And we have 2 plus the square root of negative 1 plus negative 3 plus the square root of negative 16. Now, we can combine our real terms through this addition, but we cannot combine the square root of negative 1 and the square root of negative 16 because they don't have the same radicand. So what we're going to have to do is when we talked about simplifying our numbers using I. And remember, when we talked about our imaginary unit I, that represented the negative square root of negative 1. And just to kind of real quick to go over this again, if I had like the square root of negative 4, what I could do is I could rewrite that as a product of the square root of 4 times the square root of negative 1, which would represent 2i. So I'm going to redo that again. So then I will have both of these values in terms of I, and then I can combine them. So the square root of negative 1 we know just represents I, so that's going to be 2 plus I. And since I'm not subtracting, I can actually eliminate these parentheses because these are going to be the positive value or the same value as they are inside the parentheses. So I have 2 plus I, and then I'm going to have minus 3 because plus and negative can be written as negative 3. And then the square root of negative 16. By applying this reasoning, I can break this up into the square root of 16 times the square root of negative 1. Well, the square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of negative 1 is I. So it would be minus 3 plus 4i. Now, to combine, I just combine my like terms, and I'm just going to rewrite them with like terms next to each other. So now I can see I can just do 2 minus 3, which is negative 1, and then I plus 4i, which is going to be a positive 5i. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you simplify your complex numbers. Thanks.